live from New York. It's a show that is asking a simple question. Who carried who? You tell me. You watch the game. All superstar players on offense. Who was the one that carried the team?
Well said.
That's based off of a bumper sticker I saw. Who saved who when you adopt a dog? Banner night. Jalen Hurts scrambles for 2 touchdowns. Throws for 188. Eagles hang on. Jalen now 5-0 in season openers. Are you more or less confident in Philadelphia after last night?
I have an announcement.
Another announcement.
First major one of the year.
They're not making the playoffs?
No. Come on.
Don't try to jump my announcement, Brou.
Yeah. That might be it.
All summer long, I was heckled worldwide, including in a couple different countries in Europe.
Yeah.
By Eagle fans maniacally asking me some version of, when are you going to stop doubting the Eagles? And honest to God, I thought my answer to them was, enjoy your Super Bowl and leave me alone. Yeah. But in my head, what I thought was, honestly, you'll probably see that this year. Because as evidenced by, I think, yesterday, right before the game, I tried to get on the record my take on Jalen Hurts. Wilds has moved me a bit on Jalen, and I do think more highly of him going into this season than I have at any point of his career. And I don't look at, the NFC as a whole as having the best of the best teams compared to the AFC with Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. So even though I didn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl, right, I thought I was probably going to be higher on them this year than I had been any year in the past. And I know it's going to seem reactionary, but through one game, I have seen enough. That team is not getting back to the Super Bowl. That team, when it starts to go sideways, and it starts to look like, oh yeah, they're not quite the same team, you know what's going to be said? Should have seen it coming. Remember how the year started? The first play of the season, they unluckily suffer an injury, and before the second play of the season, their best player on their defense is spitting on the league's highest paid player. Going into the year, if there was a concern, what was it? Pass rush and secondary. Immediately, first game of the year, it's like, ooh, yikes. They don't look the same in that regard. And other bubbling potential stories going into the year, like if it got off right, well, what about A.J. Brown being able to eat? Well, he had his career low in targets, all in the first game of the year against a team that none of us think is great. So I have, oddly, more faith after that game in their quarterback, because he did, and I know you're going to talk about it, everything Wild says he does. I have less faith in the overall quality of that Eagles roster than I've had at any point in the last 3 years. So I have less faith, Brou, and I do not think they're going to defend their NFC championship. Or Super Bowl championship.
Let me say a couple things quickly. Jalen obviously played fantastic. I thought fantastic. But his demeanor, you can see the difference. I've talked about how I think he's going to be more confident, a better leader, more credibility in the locker room. I felt like just in the way even on the field in the post-game interview, I felt he was smiling more than I've usually seen him. And, in that clip we just showed, he just seems to exude a confidence.
Yes.
Because I've done it. You can question me all you want, but I know I've done it, and I've done it. So I like that. I also think this, Nick, because I'm not going as far as you. I didn't pick them to get to the Super Bowl, so
But you wouldn't be shocked by it.
No, I'm not writing them off. But what I said, I watched the game with a friend last night. What I said to him afterwards was, next week, and I know we'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
No, but
that's going to be interesting. If they rout the Chiefs, but if they beat the Chiefs comfortably, then to me what that says is they have the Chiefs number. Not that they're, to your point, not that they're way better than everybody else in the NFL, but that for whatever reason, they are a tough matchup for the Chiefs. And, we saw it in regular season victory. We obviously saw it in the Super Bowl. And even the Super Bowl they lost, they played well. So that's what I'm going to be watching. But, yeah, I got less confidence. I don't see how anyone, a Philadelphia Eagles fan or whoever, couldn't have less confidence in the Eagles now than they had 2 days ago. And I'm not writing them off, but they were run on. The Cowboys, who none of us thought had a great running game.
Well, you did privately like Javonte Williams.
I did, and he looked like the Javonte Williams I fell in love with in Denver his rookie year. 5.5 yards a carry.
That's right.
And then they obviously ran for a lot of yards. A lot of it was Jalen. But Saquon averaged 3.3 yards a carry. He only had one game last year where he averaged fewer than that.
Well, that was the other thing. Saquon getting bottled up, if you were like, hey, how is he going to respond to the 2,000-yard season again?
And I think he'll be fine, but Dallas played better, and they just couldn't get their run game going. And you mentioned Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson, come on.
Well, they got real questions throughout the secondary, and they have real questions for
and even Mitchell
rush.
made some mistakes. So
Eagles defense, because I agree with you, although I want to be steadfastly pro-Eagles, lest I get torn apart. That being said, the last 2 times we've seen this Eagles defense, in the Super Bowl, 6 sacks, 11 QB hits, and the Chiefs converted 27% of their third down. Last night, 0 sacks. I don't even know if we were close to a sack, to be honest.
There was one on a big Dak completion where it looked like they were about to get a strip sack.
Yeah, they got
and
a
Dak got
pressure.
it on the Pickens DPI, I think, actually.
Okay.
But
and then they did tip a ball.
And third down conversion at 64%. Now, the one reason to have confidence.
There you go. You get to peacock now, buddy.
In the Eagles is a very Mahomesian game from Jalen Hurts. What needs to get done? I will get it done. Do I need to throw the ball? I will if I have to. Do I need to pick up a pivotal first down that really won't show up in the highlights, but is sort of a back-breaking, you're not going to get done with this drive, tush push, 3rd and 1, get across. And I also have an announcement to make.
Oh, my.
The show has been going on for far before I joined, and their segments have come and segments have gone. And sometimes you get rid of segments that you don't think are working. Sometimes you lose things that are working but no longer make editorial sense. The announcement is that we are back with one of our favorite graphics. No. Dusty, can you hit the music? And Brou, could you do the honors of calling for what is simply known as... You gotta call for the graphic.
Just say Dusty the Graphic.
Dusty the Graphic!
Now, what is football about? Oh my goodness, we're back. We are back!
Wow!
70% of career
Wow!
But
what was known as the Jimmy G graphic is now known as the Mahomes, Brady, Lamar, Roger Staubach, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, and Jalen Hurts graphic. Brou, welcome back. It's really yours. It's almost like my gift to the show and gift to you.
This is awesome.
I just could not be happy.
And for the viewers that think we may know this, we didn't know this was coming. Only Wilds knew this was coming.
But when he said...
Well done, Wilds.
It's not me. It's Jalen Hurts.
He is famous. If you're new to the show, believe it or not, I know this will shock people. Brou used to love Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, I call it being fair. I call it being fair.
And one of his favorite go-to stats when we would argue, and I'd be like, he's not good. And we were like, well, if he's not good, explain the graphic. And it was Jimmy Garoppolo on there.
Jimmy out, Jalen in.
Yeah.
Now, I could see.
Congratulations, Wilds.
How you could throw me over the ropes on that one.
Yeah, I'm not, but today's not the day.
That being said, today's not the day.
Because I thought Jalen made all the plays.
I also think.
I actually, and obviously we all know how great Mahomes is. I wouldn't call it Mahomes. Mahomes had a lot of wins last year where you didn't think he played that well, and then situationally he made the plays. I watching that game, I felt Jalen was great throughout the whole game. I know his passing numbers aren't huge, but obviously ran for 2 touchdowns, and they weren't 2-yard runs.
You want to hear the interesting?
No, his runs were backbreakers, including the one that iced the game.
14 rushing touchdowns last year. None on scrambles. Both on scrambles this time.
So
I thought it was fast.
Yeah. So can I say something on that note? This is, and maybe it's better framed this way. It's not that I don't value the quarterback sneak touchdown. It's that I value that so much more.
I think that's fair.
And so, like, you know what I mean? When we talk about a guy's rushing touchdowns, the touchdowns he got last night to me are, I know they're all touchdowns, but I'm saying it awkwardly. Like, those are...
No, that's different than
those
whether
are
he
more,
gets it or he
those
hands it
to me
to
are
Saquon.
more valuable than if it's 1st and goal at the 1 after a pass interference, and you have a million different ways you're almost assuredly going to score, and they just push it instead of handing it to Saquon. Those were, the critical plays, and then the 3rd down to end the game. You know what I mean? When again,
that felt Mahomes.
I think the word
Yes.
too, and I get valuable. They're more impressive.
Yeah, sure.
Than a 1 yard sneak
Yes.
from the 1 yard line.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys came in as 8.5-point underdogs, but to me, looked pretty good. I'm not giving out the grade, but I thought they looked good. Dak haunted by dropped passes. Schottenheimer still has high hopes for Dallas. Brou, your grade for the Cowboys, and with a quick introduction of, although we were fond of you awkwardly trying to pull out a large letter and then revealing it as you tried to put it on the desk, Hubs has come up with a new system with a large question
I do like
mark.
this better. This is easier. Let me say this first. Last night for me was like going to a movie you have no expectations for.
Oh.
You think,
Yeah.
we'll see. Not really excited about it. I'm not expecting much. Then you go, and even if it's solid, it's like, I really enjoyed that. I wasn't expecting to at all, and it was really good.
Love it.
You're pleasantly surprised. And last night, Cowboys, I was pleasantly surprised by the way they played. Now, I don't want this to come off as a negative. Some people take it that way. I don't mean it that way. I don't mean it in a condescending way. It's just the truth, and everyone who watched that game felt it. They might not admit it, but inside they felt it.
Well, the game went kind of exactly how I said it was going to go. So it's not
Okay.
exactly how I felt.
Well, maybe we won't agree with you. You might be one of the few on earth that doesn't agree with this. The Cowboys got a moral victory last night.
Oh, I do agree with that.
They got a moral victory last night. So, Cowboys, good for you. Attaboy. Attaboy. I expected you to get run over.
Yes.
I expected you to not be able to run the football. You ran the football. And let's keep it real. If CeeDee Lamb could catch the football, and I know he's a great receiver, but I'm paying you what?
He had a tough
$34 million?
Yeah.
Third highest, fourth highest, whatever he is in the receiver. Not even the diving one.
No.
There were a few others that critical
that one
ones.
right there, I think
yes,
they win the
that
game
was 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Was that third? I mean, if he catches the football, Miles Sanders, nice throwback run on that 49-yarder. You did get caught by a linebacker,
fumble.
but still, if you don't fumble, they probably win that game. So they played well. Kenny Clark made his impact felt against the run.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, Nick, even as Dallas was stacking the box at a lot to slow down Saquon, their cornerbacks, they guarded. I mean, they obviously didn't get exploited by A.J. Brown and
they were in
Devontae
zone
Smith.
the whole time,
So,
and
their defensive backfield did a good job. So, I was impressed. I'm not going to go overboard because Dak, as good as Dak was, and I heard he was perfect. I heard on the air earlier he was perfect. He wasn't perfect. He had a 74 passer rating. He almost, Quinyon Mitchell, work on your hands. Get some gloves if you're not wearing them. Catch the football, you got an interception. B. It was a B.
I don't know why that even funny.
I don't either, man. That's my grade. It was a B.
It's just a lot, and I loved the analysis. It was just a lot of lead up to that.
When I was in college,
sorry,
the best grades were explanation grades.
No, they were.
You got an A minus. Here's why.
No, Brou,
that was good.
I thought it was great.
That was good.
I'm going to quickly, if I may, give out individual grades to people involved in the game.
This is going to take all day.
No, I'm going to do it quick because I know we want to get to Jalen Carter. So I would have given Dak an A. I don't care about his stats because the reason the yards weren't higher, not just the CD drops, the Pickens DPI. You know what I mean? And so like that to me.
Remember, I couldn't give him an A because Quinyon Mitchell should have had a pick in the fourth quarter.
Yes, I mean, it would have been a good play. I agree with you. I understand that. I also thought Dak escaping the rush. There was a time Jordan Davis had him. I thought Dak made some really good plays, and I think Dak
played well.
Keeping his composure when he got spat on before the game plays into it, but we'll get into that in a second. I would give Brian Schottenheimer an A-.
Yes.
I thought, and I was, coaches talk about the motions and the tight formations is exactly right. CD is the opposite of Dak. I don't care about his stats that they were good. I give him a D. You know what I mean? Like
7 for 110.
I might give him an F.
Yes. But then, can I just...
You one of the best receivers in the league. You got to make those catches.
I'm not going to kill him on the diet.
But the other two, come on.
And then... Lastly, and I'm just going to continue. I've already planted this flag. I'm either planting it deeper or another one. I'm giving George Pickens an F, and I'm reminding everyone he is not a winning player.
Why?
Well, okay. So he had no impact in the game other than the drawing the DPI. He, at one point in the end zone, tried to catch a ball, didn't, and then tried to grab the knee and trip the defender and then let go. And then after, and there's a good cut-up of this going around, after not doing anything in run blocking the entire game, at one point decided to just take Reed Blankenship's head off and get a 15-yard penalty when you're in the red zone. I'm telling you guys right now, if in game one of a contract year with a new team, he's already loafing, getting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, that's not going to work.
I agree with all of that. I wouldn't give him an F, though.
Okay.
I mean, the PTI was a big play.
The DPI.
Or DPI.
Say it again?
He had that catch.
Yes, he had one catch.
Yeah, he had three catches, right? 3 catches, 30 yards or something like that. I mean, I hear you. I didn't think he'd make an impact. I said that yesterday, which is surprising considering.
Well, they put Mitchell on him. They did the opposite of what I thought they would do.
All right, we got to get to Spitgate. Dak revealed later in the broadcast that Dak spat near Jalen Carter. Now, at that angle, it looks a little closer than it was in real life. Then he smiles. Then Jalen Carter, that makes it a little more obvious, spits on Dak. Jalen's tossed. Maybe more discipline coming.
And you can see the distance here, which I think is an important piece. Like, so Dak, when Dak spits is right there. And then, because the overhead angle or the other angle looks like they're much closer.
Right.
And then is when that happens. All right, listen. What Dak did happens all the time. Like the idea of, because Jalen Carter's not supposed to be where he is. Like, you're not supposed to be across the line. And it is, I will hand up, say this. I have at some point in my life, maybe multiple times, been like to show disgust with you. I'm talking about as a much younger person. Show disgust, spit on the ground. Like that you agree, Brou? Correct. Yes.
I still spit on the ground sometimes.
No, but I'm saying, yeah.
To show disgust.
Yeah. So what Dak did, I don't think is outside of full bounds of certainly NFL society, much less polite society. What Jalen Carter did, I am here to tell you, I think Brou would have fought him. And I think that for a lot of people, it is maybe okay. And
about him.
For the context of the one rule change the NFL had this offseason was we're cracking down on taunting and taunting adjacent things. It is the first play of the first game, and the guy, and maybe this shouldn't matter, but the optics of it does, who's one of only 6 or 7 guys in the league to have that really cool insignia on his patch, which is the Walter Payton Man of the Year, and he's also the league's highest paid player and the quarterback for the league's biggest team. You walk over into his huddle and spit on him. It's maniac behavior, flatly. And it would not shock me if he gets suspended for the next week. I think because this happened 2 seconds into the game, they might look at it like he's already been suspended. If it happened with a minute left in the game, I would have expected him to be suspended. But it's insane behavior.
Look, I agree. I mean, and I hate to say it, and I'm not a mind reader or anything. Jalen Carter doesn't look like he understands the gravity of it. He's obviously sorry he got suspended, but
Or
just
kicked out.
Yeah, kicked out. Yeah,
I think the win helped.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, whatever the case, I don't think Dak was trying to bait him, because that's been a theory out there. If he was, then so be it. But I don't think he was, because I don't think you expect another person to spit on you, no matter what you do. Like you said, I'm sure players spit on the field all the time. And so there's no excuse. How I would handle it if I'm the Eagles. And apparently, I read in the reports, Jalen Carter did apologize to his teammates, talk to them during the game. You know, they had the long break and everything. So that's good. But if I'm Nick Sirianni, I meet with Jalen, and I just reemphasize to him, look, man, we need you. I mean, you saw we almost lost the game. You are too important to be doing things like this. And not only that, you can't be throwing a punch at somebody. Don't kick a play. Like, anything related to you cannot do any of that. You are too great of a player and too important to this team. I would then have him go apologize, you know, again, if it needed, apologize to the teammates. Now, if I'm the Eagles, I don't suspend him. Like you said, I view he was basically suspended for that game. And I'm just keeping it real. We got the Chiefs coming up.
And they need him.
Now, if the league, I'm taking the approach of the league suspending him like I did with Rashee Rice. If the league wants to say you get a game because it's a horrible look for all the fans watching, the kids watching, then, hey, it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain about it.
It'd be hard to feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Can I add one more thing?
I don't think he will get suspended, but I won't fight it.
Strategically, I would apologize to Dak via the Eagles PR to try to mute any discipline from
Yeah,
the
but
league.
the other strategy side,
He
and
should
I know
just
we
say
have
it
to go.
himself.
Yeah.
Game 1, Chiefs-Lions, 2 years ago. Jawan Taylor keeps lining up behind, and it's like, and the whole world's watching, and there was a target on him from the rest of the year on that penalty. Jalen Carter's always been in the margins as far as like unnecessary roughness and those types of things. It's what makes him so great. He now has a referee target on his back on all this stuff the rest of the year.
No, you're right.
There's no question
That
about
wasn't smart at all.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.